Hello everyone, it's me Roshan, and in this video I'll be explaining you all about a hotel management system that I built for a hotel called Hidden Paradise Hotel. It's a brand new hotel which is going to be open in a scenic location near Kathmandu Valley, and the hotel requires a very simple but functional and systematical hotel management system in order to manage this data. And the system is supposed to be used by the front desk officer. So without any further delay, let's get into the video. So before we get into the system that I built for the hotel, let's go through the requirements that were made by the hotel. So the system should insert and store the details of guest, room and services into the database, as well as make the reservation under guest and rooms ID, and the reservation should also be stored in the database. Additionally, the system should generate received and weekly and monthly reports, and the reports should be submitted to the manager. So those all were the requirements made by the hotel. Now let's get into the system that I built for the hotel. So the system is developed by using Python for frontend and backend and PostgreSQL for database. So let's go through the dependencies that are used in the system first. So the system uses Tkinter in order to develop the UI of the system, as well as DTK and message box are imported from Tkinter to be used in the system. PC8000 is used in the system as it connects Python code with the PostgreSQL, and date time is used in the system to get the current date and time. And hashlib is quite important for the system as it hashes the created password. So hashing basically means converting the password or text into a longer string, which is very hard to crack. And RE, regular expression, is used in the data validation process. Let's have a look at the database part of the system. As I've already mentioned that PostgreSQL database is used in the system. So in order to connect or interact with the PostgreSQL database, I've used PZ4. So let's go to the steps that I've used in order to create database for the system. So inside database section, I've created a new database called hotel management. And inside hotel management database, I've created a total of 6 tables, which are guest table, room table, service table, reservation table, requested service table, and user table. So let's have a look at one of the tables created that I've used to create the table. So yeah, this is the query that I've used to create a guest table. So after creating all the tables in the database, I basically connected the database with the Python code by using PZ8000. So this is a code that I've used to connect the database with the Python code. So yeah, now let's run the program and see the features of it and see whether the program runs as expected or not. So yeah, before I run the program, let's clear the terminal and run the program. So as you can see, when the program runs, the login page uh, gets shown up first before the main system, actual system, for better security of the program. So yeah, I basically inserted 2 usernames and password for the system. One is for the manager or the admin, and the next one is for the staff member. So before I type the correct username and password, let's try to log into the system by using a wrong credentials. So let's write my name. So as you can see, if we enter the wrong credentials, then the system doesn't allow us to get into the main system. So first, let's check the manager's system, how the system is being shown to the manager. So the username is admin and the password is admin123. So as you can see, if we enter the right credentials, the system is being shown. So basically, for manager, there are two additional features. One is the manager can toggle the availability of the room, and the next one is the manager can view or generate the weekly and monthly report. So that's the feature which is allowed to the manager. And I want to run the program from manager's role perspective because the system is particularly developed for front desk officer. So let's run the program and test the system from front desk officer's perspective. So yeah, now let's enter the credentials that are assigned for the front desk officer. So the username is staff1 and the password is staff1123. And by entering the correct credentials, the system is logged in. And the UI is basically same for manager and the front desk officer, but the main difference is in the room tab there isn't a toggle button and the report tab is disabled for the front desk officer. So yeah, now let's test the system. So coming to the guest tab, so the guest tab is for entering the details of the guest. So yeah, let's enter a demo. So name John. So before I enter the details, let's talk about some data validations as well. So in the name field, the data entered must be string, and in the contact field, the entered data must be integer, and the integer must be of length 10 digits. And in the email field, the entered data must contain uh, @ in it, and yeah, those were the data validations. So yeah, let's enter the contact 98. Yeah, there are 10 digits. Email john @gmail.com, and address, let's say Sydney. Let's add the pro, and as you can see, the data is added to the table. And let's try deleting it as well. As you can see, the data is deleted as well. And you may have seen the refresh button as well. So the refresh button has a specific purpose in the system. So basically, for some reason, if the table doesn't show the data that we have just entered, by pressing the refresh button, it reruns the query, and the data is shown. So that's the purpose of refresh button. So coming to the room tab, the room tab is for entering the room details. So here the data validation is that in the available field, the data entered must be either true or false. Other data can't be entered in this field. So in the room, let's type the room number 7. Type deluxe. Availability true, of course, and the price, yeah, $200. Let's add it. As you can see, the detail of the room is also added in the system, and yeah, it has also the same buttons, delete and refresh. So coming to the service section, the service tab is for storing the services uh, that are offered by the hotel to the guest. So I've already entered 3 datas, as you can see: cleaning, food, spa. So let's add some more services. Let's add Safari as a service, and the cost for it $200. Add it. As you can see, the data is being added to the system. And yeah, delete and refresh button are also in this tab. So the reservation is one of the important tab for the system. It basically does the booking of the guest. So before I enter the datas, let me go through the data validation process as well in it. So the dates must be in year, month and day format, and the dates enter must be either current date or the future date. It can't be past dates. So yeah, those were the validations. Let's enter. So for example, reservation was done on May 5th. So the check-in will be on May 6th. And the checkout will be on May 10th. Okay, and the room ID, so, and the guest ID, 3, and the room we just created 7. Let's add it. As you can see, a new reservation or the new booking has been done, and the mark occupy button basically makes the room occupied, you know, room number ID has been booked. So by pressing make occupied, it makes the availability of the room false. So that's the function of this key. And request a service. So in this tab, um, by using the ID of the guest and the use ID of services, the services are assigned to the guest, and the total price is added to the receipt. So that's the main function of it. 3, and the guest and service is 3. Okay, so let's add it, and service has been added. And let's come to the billing section. Let's see if it generates the receipt or not. As you can see, the guest number 3, guest ID 3, and the guest name is Ambika, and room charge is $850, service charge $80, and the total is $930. And this is a simple receipt that the system generates. Let's see if the data we have entered through the UI of the system has been stored in the database or not. So in the guest tab, there are basically 3 guest details, and in the database, in the guest table, let's run this query. Let's run this query and see. So yeah, the guest table has 3 guest details in it, and let's see if the room has it or not. The room has around 6 rooms in the table, and let's see if the database has the same. It does have 6 rooms stored in the table, and service, it has 4 services in it, and in the database it does have 4 services in it. Reservation, it has 3 reservations, and let's see if the database table has 3 reservations or not. And as you can see, it does have 3 reservations. So by looking at this, we can conclude that the system runs perfectly as intended. And yeah, that was the video, and hopefully you enjoyed the video and you got some knowledge from it. Thank you so much, everyone.